Hello traders, this is Rich from TradeSight. This is a look at our proprietary scans of our leading stocks for the coming session. This is going to be for Friday, July 12th, 2013. Right now we've got signals on both sides, which kind of just leads to no bias, at least for the Nasdaq generals here. There are a couple things that are sticking out though. Baidu's having a real strong session here. We've got an upside CPS that's 2.5% above the day's open. On a little less than typical volume, so that's the only thing that's not that spiffy about that. Wynn Resorts having a pretty strong day. We've got a positive VWAP deviation, but we've got a differential sell signal right now in place. Also sticking out is Netflix, which is having a fairly weak session, down on more than 2% from the day's opening. Moving on to the financials, this is where we're starting to have a little trouble. Right now we've got a lot of camouflage sell signals stacked up here, so I would expect that the financials are going to have trouble tomorrow. So make sure you take a look at these and target the weakest ones for some follow through to the downside tomorrow. Energy names a little bit along in the same condition here, but not quite as pronounced. But we do have a fair amount of camouflage sell signals. A couple of them are starting to pick up some volume here, so we. With about an hour left to go in the trading day, we could see some lower prices still. Onto the market generals, kind of mixed here. Not necessarily all one side or the other. We do have a fair amount of camouflage sell signals, but we do have some buy signals. These are mostly in the defensive names. 3M, Pfizer, basically defensive. VMware, not so much. VMware is having a real strong day. That's an upside CPS condition. It's just a little bit less than 5% above the day's open. So we're going to see a very, very large candle on the daily chart. So make sure you evaluate that this evening for tomorrow's trade. Comcast has a differential sell signal after a very strong session, which means it's pulled too far off the high, and the bulls are starting to get filled in here. Moving on to the housing names, a little bit to the sell side here, but nothing too extreme. DHI is having a very strong day, 4.5% above the day's open, and on balance they're mostly stronger, but we're not getting any upside signals. Transports, nothing really sticking out here. Looking at the commodity patch, a couple of CPS buys, AA, ABX, and Monsanto, both to the upside here, so that's potentially interesting for tomorrow. U.S. Steel's got a camouflage sell signal, so keep an eye on that for tomorrow for downside. All right, folks, as always, thanks for listening. This has been Rich for TradeSight.